Hello and welcome to the Best of Day podcast. I am your host, Shantae Grant, and today I'm going to talk to you about a question. Well, I'm going to answer a question that was given to me during an Instagram Live last month that I thought was such a great question because it was insightful, and I know many people ask this without asking it, right? So you're thinking it without maybe verbalizing it. So excellent question. Here's what the question is. She asked, how do I break my mindset from thinking of planning as just another task added to my already long list of tasks? How do I break my mindset from thinking that planning is just another task, right, added to my already long list of tasks? Excellent question. I want to unpack that with you today. So let's get started. Here's the thing that I love about this question. You can substitute planning in this question for many other things that are important, necessary, beneficial to your life that you aren't doing because you've created this story that it's just another thing that I now have to do. Oh, I would love to insert, but it's just another thing now that I have to do. So while I'm answering this question in the context of her specific question, planning, you in your mind can substitute that for whatever it is it looks like for you. Exercise, cooking nourishing meals, time, spending time connecting with my children, spouse, friends, family, myself, whatever that thing might be for you. That if in your mind you've been telling yourself, I just don't have time for that because it just becomes another thing. I want to invite you to change the way that you think about your days. Okay? Because here's what this question reveals. And I know it's so true for so many of you. Is it reveals how you think about life and your days. And that is exactly why I created this company, to change that, right? So your days aren't made to spend going from one thing to do to another. Your days were not created, are not there for, are not for task to task to task to task. Your life is not meant to be spent task to task to task to task, to do until you to die, right? That is not what our time, what our days, what our lives are for. Your life is for living with intention. And of course, there are things that we will do that must be done each day. But when you think about your life, I don't want you to think about it as this long list of transactions that have to take place, because I honestly know for a fact, if we look at how people are living their lives, that is how you are currently viewing your life. That's how you're living your life. And sometimes you're not aware of what you're thinking until you actually look at what you're doing, and then you listen to what you're saying. I already have a long list of tasks. I already have this long list of to-dos. This is what my life is compiled of, a long list of to-dos. So first, I need you to break the mindset that planning is just another thing on your list of to-dos, on this long list of tasks, because you understand that you are meant to live. You're not meant to live, rather, from a long list of tasks in the first place. And so if I'm not supposed to already be living from a long list of tasks, one of the things I need to do to break my mindset about, well, this is just another thing in my task, is I got to get rid of the mindset that I just live to live off a long list of tasks. That makes sense. It sounds so simple, maybe. You tell me. I wish y'all could talk back to me in real time. That's what the Best of Day community is for. Come talk to me about this. But to-do lists and tasks, lists that we live off of from one day to another, it will never end. I've already talked about this in another episode, which I will link in the show notes. To-do lists are like junk drawers. You'll keep tossing things in there and you won't know half of what's in there. But you know what? Just keep dumping stuff in because it's already a hot mess anyway. Just throw it in there. That's not how life is to be lived. No matter how full your season is right now, if you are a full-time student, parent to 10, work a full-time job, training for a marathon, first of all, hopefully all four of those things aren't currently going on, but let's say they are. Even you are not meant to live your life from to do, again, until you to die. That is what the world's going to tell you to do. And that's what that's what productivity is all about. Just keep producing, go, 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 go. I want to invite you to slow. Because slow doesn't mean you're not moving. You're actually going to move faster and further than the person who's going at breakneck speed because of the intention. The intention is the magic piece of that. Okay. So first, I need you to understand, if you want to break this mindset, I want to give you one to replace, because I don't want to just tell you to stop thinking one way. I got to tell you how to think. I got to give you something to put in the place that you're removing something. Your days can be full and they can still be purposeful. Your days can be full and still be intentional. I am in a extremely full season. Full to the rest of this year closes until mid-December, because I am the person who has children, who has a company that I am growing and running and governing and leading, and in a business program. And I'm going to get my exercise, and I'm going to get my sleep, and I'm going to drink my water, and I'm going to see my friends, right? So your life can be full, but still be intentional. Your days can be full and you still can have peace within them. Full, having a lot going on, those things aren't synonymous with chaos, to-do lists like crazy, moving at a fast pace, hair on fire, no peace, no joy, no sleep, no rest. Okay. If that's the kind of life you want to live, you're in the wrong place. I cannot help you, because I don't have the same desire for you that you have for your life. But if you desire purpose, intention, peace, keep listening. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. This week, we have a 5-star review for the weekly preview planning pads from Sonia Airline, who writes, "Weekly game changer. I've been using the weekly planning pads for a little more than 2 months, and they are amazing. As a teacher, I love using these pads as I prepare for the week on Sunday night. They also provide me with the needed flexibility to add events and tasks that pop up after I've previewed my week. And the Clear Your Mind section has eliminated all of the random Post-it notes that accumulate across my desk. That section has helped organize my random thoughts, brainstorms, reflections, and ideas that need to be processed later." Sonia, I want to scream. This is exactly what I had in mind with the Clear Your Mind section. So she is referring to the Clear Your Mind version of our weekly preview pads, which you can find at besttoday.co right now. They are the weekly preview planning pads. And what I love about them is they literally give you that one place to overview your week before it begins, and then to live in that week throughout the week, all in one place. So if you are not previewing your week every week, I want to invite you to go to besttoday.co right now and get your weekly preview planning pad. Say that 3 times fast. Sonia, thank you so much for sharing your 5-star review. She also has a picture of her weekly preview pad in her review. So if you want to see it on her desk with her pretty floral AirPod cover, you can check that out again by going to besttoday.co. It's under the planning products, or shop all, and you will see the weekly preview planning pads. Thank you so much for that amazing 5-star review. And I'm so grateful that we are helping our amazing teachers out there. So thank you, Sonia. And thank you to all of our teachers out there listening today. All right, let's get back to the rest of the episode. Because everyone under the sound of my voice can likely say that they have a lot of things going on right now, or say I have a lot of responsibilities. But I want to be clear, that's not an excuse for living off a laundry list of tasks from day in, day out, particularly when there aren't really things that actually matter and are necessary. You have an alternative that allows you to take care of your responsibilities, but understand that your top responsibility is to make sure you are healthy and well. And anything that adds to you being healthy and well in a sustainable way isn't going to just be another thing on your list of tasks, right? Your well-being is on the list. It's the priority. I hope your well-being is the list, right? Your health and well-being is the list. It's a priority. It's like asking, how do I put loving myself? How do I put that on a list when I already have so much to do? That is the list, baby. If there's nothing else, that is the list. So the question becomes, how do I make room for all that other stuff? Because this is so important. You see what I'm saying? Planning is something that can help you get away from the long task list, being proactive, making time to be proactive and think ahead and see what's coming up in your month and your week and your days. It allows you to prune what is not necessary, see potential conflicts before they arise, before they happen, or days where you have too much on your plate, where you can adjust. It gives you time to create new boundaries for your time. For example, on Mondays, I don't take calls because I look at on Mondays, I need to come in and hit the week running with X, Y, or Z. Thinking that life is to be lived off a task list or to-do list will keep you performing and living from said list. So the short answer to the question is, how do I change that mindset so that I'm not looking at planning as just another thing on my list, is to understand that that's not the way I want you to think about your days, your life, or your time. As I have this long list, convince me that I should add something else to it because it feels too long. I won't convince you. What I will do is invite you to think differently about your life. And that is not just a story of a long list. I want you to think about what's important in this season to me. What's necessary in this season of life? What do I have capacity for in this season of life? What am I doing that is outside of that capacity? What do I need to prune, cut, trim? What can I do that is needed, and what can I let go of or delegate? These are great questions. These are healthy questions, healthier questions than asking, how do I make space for the stuff I know I need, but I already got a long list? I want to invite you to think of those questions. I'll say them one more time. What is important to you in this season? What is necessary? What do you have the capacity for? What are you doing right now that's outside of that capacity? What do you need to prune? What can I do that is needed? And what can I let go or delegate? How can I ensure that my well-being is prioritized in a way that works for my life and the season I'm in? These are the questions that I want you to be thinking of. These are the kind of conversations I want you having in that mind, because your mind you're talking to you all the time, all day long. And your thoughts and your behavior are a response to those thoughts. So if we're asking ourselves better, healthier questions, it's going to help us get to a better, healthier place. These are the questions, right? And I want to talk about what that looks like specifically for you over in the Best Today community, where I am there to answer your questions. I join you multiple times live each month. Most Sundays I'm on to preview my week with you. So if you're not in our community, get the app for free at besttodaycommunity.com. Your first 3 days are free. And let's have this conversation. What does that look like for you? Because my question for you is, have you convinced yourself that life is to be quote unquote productive and lived from a long task list that you can high five yourself at the end of every day and say, I did a million things today. Woohoo. But did any of that actually matter? Did any of that move me forward? Was any of that actually important? Could some of that have not been done? Are there things I'm just trying to do that are outside my capacity, outside of my season? Have you decided that you will get clear on who you are and what you want and what your current season necessitates so that you can ensure that your days reflect that? Because if you did that, I believe you'd find that making time to plan and be proactive in my days is a non-negotiable. I believe that's a destination you will arrive to, because planning allows you to take a small amount of time, minutes, to save you from losing a large amount later. Not only time, headache, stress. You can see things ahead before they come. It does not prevent life from happening. I have no tips or tricks for that. No one does. I can show you how to preview your days, your weeks, your months if you want to go to besttoday.co/preview. And I have something else coming up for you all really soon to help you with that too. But there we have links to YouTube videos, blog posts, podcast episodes that help you just start with thinking about, how do I preview my month or preview my week or plan my day? Let's start with these small steps that can actually help you in understanding the power of planning and how it can help you to optimize your time. Okay? Thank you so much for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and worthy of being your best one today at a time. And you have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on and shout it out as you live it out. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you on the next episode. If If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today Guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today Guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today Guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.